Welcome to Indie Insights, where we play indie games with the developers. I'm Dan, that's Maria, and we're joined today by the team who made Try Again, The Rejects. We have the director, Adam.
Hello. Hi.
The technical producer, is Adrian.
Hello.
Hey, Adrian. And the lead producer, Abby.
Hi.
And not the least of all, we have Nolan North. Hey!
The one person here who knows the least about all of this.
That's why you're here.
That's why you're here.
I'm just here for cannon fodder.
Dang.
So we got an amazing team. I'm so excited to be here and showcase these three. And Maria.
Yes.
Let's showcase Maria's skills.
Showcase Maria.
But you guys are in for a treat. This is something special.
Yeah, thank you all for being here today, and thank you for sharing your game with us. We look forward to getting into it. Maria's on the stick. She's going to jump into it, and everybody here is going to tell us about Try Again. What do you say, Maria? Let's get started.
Let's do it.
Okay.
We haven't.
Oh, somebody's getting a call.
Hello? Yes.
I don't never know what. There's so much
I have
narrative.
Dolby surround Nolan right now.
I've been working nonstop on the game. I cannot wait for you guys to see it.
It's not me.
Oh,
Is it like Nolan?
you're coming here
No.
tomorrow.
No.
We're gonna need to give a huge shout out to Stephanie Kurbis as well, who plays the designer
Yes.
in this.
Yeah, I
It's
guess.
insane.
Yeah, she's amazing.
She
Now,
kills it in this too.
Benny, let's go. Come on, man. We don't have all day.
Oh, hey.
My publisher is coming tomorrow,
Hey.
so we need to run through this last test build.
Do I have a choice?
Okay, you are not hearing me. I said today is your last day as a test dummy. So first of all, you're welcome.
Wait, really? Oh, finally.
There we go.
I'm gonna be the
Need the quick setup.
video game.
I love that
All
line.
you need. Get into the game. That's the cool thing.
Yeah.
All right, we got jumping, we got sliding.
L to
Well,
save.
You're right. Stephanie is amazing as the designer. It was really cool to play off her.
Yeah. I feel like the two of you, it was like a perfect balance, and the way your voices work as well. It's just so
It's gotta
good.
be perfect.
Some Naughty Dog yellow there. Nice.
I didn't notice that someone on the art team had added the red books like till recently. I was like, oh, there's red books in the background. That's so sick.
I love the light off of the TV that's following you because it just seems so ominous.
Yeah, it's got that like Space Odyssey thing a little bit.
Checkpoint
We actually like
system
sat in like a
implemented.
basement room in the office we had and would just like put up a red screen on our phones and like reflect it off of people's faces to like try to get the light cookie right.
Hey,
Because
What?
like
What's wrong?
TVs, they have a very weird lighting pattern, which we
got
learned.
some of these jumps.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think we had a version before where there were like bubbles coming off the screen or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, that stinks.
Ah, that stings.
That stings.
No, I'm sorry. That's too soon.
Cool things that you notice there's someone walking in the background. Those are small little things Adam actually did and put in. It's really cool.
Well, now that
How
we've
did
gotten into the game a little bit, I wanted to see like where did the idea for this game come from?
Yeah, that's that.
Container above.
It started. So this was I was in the thesis the games program, so the master's games program. So it started as my thesis actually, and I'd made a VR game with a friend, and it did pretty well. And so I had come off that like making a lot of VR prototypes, and couldn't figure out my thesis idea, and was really pissed off and over it making prototypes. And so I wrote this like little script actually about like a guy stuck in a game, and this designer just being like an asshole, basically. And them arguing, and that was like the original idea that like this ended up becoming.
Whoa, didn't see that coming.
What do you call that?
Yeah,
I love this camera shift you guys just did.
Already made this
Oh yeah,
redundant.
I was actually in the
Seriously?
original
You
prototype
think this is redundant?
as well. Like that's kind of always been a thing we've worked towards to kind of like separate the space, but keep the camera
Whatever, you
controlled
think
by
nothing
us,
I
like not
make is
player
original.
controlled.
You know what? Fine. I'm starting.
So I love that
the
it's like a
section
game about a game and making games.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's very meta, right?
And who else but to get Nolan North, the voice and main character, going, I get to be a video game character. And it's like, you're all the video game characters.
I love that so
You know,
much.
I gotta say, so when
There
Adam
it
first
is.
approached me, I liked this. He actually said, "Would you do a line,
What the hell?
maybe
Yeah.
two?" And like
I
Mr.
having to deal
Ego,
with your
like,
mistakes?
nah, can I do
That's
the
your
main
job.
character?
You're a test character.
And he's like, what?
If I'm just a test character,
But the
then
thing is,
why
it's just,
bother? So I can wake up
I've been able to
tomorrow,
do a lot of stuff
see
in
that
my
you still
career,
haven't
and
made
the
any
idea
progress.
of
I don't
seeing
want
someone,
your
first of all,
ideas,
like I
your
said
suggestions.
earlier, I've
I know
known
what
Adam
I'm doing.
since he was a kid,
Just
and
keep
his parents are
going.
good friends of mine.
Okay, okay.
And I said, yeah, we'll send it over. And I was so impressed with what Adam and this entire team put together. And I remember a game years ago I did called Shadow Complex, which was a side scroller that won all kinds of awards. And it was early in my career, and it kind of had that feel to it, but it was just, I mean, for a group, group of students to put this together. And over at USC, Richard Lamarchand, who was at Naughty Dog for a long time, was one of their professors, and I just knew everybody there, and I just really liked this game, and I just thought, you know what? I've been privileged to be able to do a bunch of games. Maybe I can help with some of the development, some of the things that they may not think about. Because the technical stuff, they are so far above my pay grade and smarts and understanding what they're doing. But for some, I thought it was such a good game, a game that I'm not a big gamer. It was one that I was like, I'd play this. This is kind of cool. And so my ego said, yeah, be the lead character.
And it just helped also, like, it helped ground it in a lot of ways. Like, I think what's cool about the game is that it's like this very sort of like traditional action game in a lot of ways, very like old school arcadey as well. But Nolan and Stephanie's performances are very real and very like sort of dry in a way, like how you would on film, in a film or like on TV. And so I think that like adds this really cool element to it that I think a lot of games, they sort of like, a lot of voice acting can be like sort of overdone in indie games sometimes. And I think it's cool that like they deliver these really like raw and real performances. It's really cool.
I think
I've
it's
been so
interesting.
excited to play this game, by the way.
Yeah, right. She's been
You're playing
itching.
very well, by the way. Just, yeah, you're
I'm trying. It's tense.
Sounds like a
It's
song.
tense. Right.
You know,
I love this part.
you know what I like about it? I was talking about this today in a panel about
Did you build a skyscraper?
games. When I first started working in games, it really wasn't about narrative storytelling or anything like that.
Confused. What the hell is this?
It was really
This
about
isn't
I always
Deep
looked at the
Room?
performances like
Those are train tracks?
as part of the sound
I
design.
guess
You
this
didn't
is a
want
test
to
facility,
interfere
but-
with the player's immersion.
What?
And I think this is kind of a cool balance where you have some fun stuff. There's like some good banter between the two. There's little asides here and there. But the
Oh, I
gameplay
hated that.
and the visuals are really what
Well, aren't you glad to
make this
respawn in the
so
train?
good.
Oh, respawning sucks.
And I think the voice
Where am I?
performances in this were the kind of things that just had to kind of add an extra layer of something that it's like the icing on a really good cake.
Wait,
It's like
so
this,
now I'm on a subway. This
just
doesn't make
but
any
not too much
sense.
frosting. Does that make sense? I don't know. I'm very hungry.
Oh, there's a bar there.
But you know what I'm saying? I think that this game speaks for itself. And whereas it could just be music, with the gameplay so good, I think the Stephanie and what were able to do is just enough. It's just the right amount of dialogue and storytelling.
Yeah, and you were telling us to like to not do it, like to not do stuff, they use it sparingly, basically. A lot of the things you would say and do, especially with like chasing picture and everything. And you know, that's really good advice coming from the actor as well, like the person who's doing it and coming up with a lot of like really crazy lines. So that's really cool to hear and see.
Yeah, but you know, but you can tell it's like if you're gonna put yourself in the player's shoes, the character's shoes, and hearing the footsteps and hearing like the sound of the train or the little echoes. I mean, that stuff helps with the I call it the immersion, and you're in it.
Wait,
And if you start wallpapering it with dialogue, it just gets annoying.
Thank you so much.
I can say I'm not a fan of games that are overly heavy with dialogue, especially if the gameplay is really good. Like, don't distract me with a whole lot of dialogue.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I think it's interesting that you
Also-
mentioned Shadow Complex, Nolan, because that reminds me that this game kind of looks like it would be right at home in that the element that Shadow Complex was released as an Xbox Live Arcade game back in the day.
Yeah.
And I think this would be a perfect kind of game like that.
That's gonna leave a mark.
tricky. It's tricky.
Big shout out to Adrian who like spearheaded this, by the way, the subway
Yeah.
section.
Fun fact about Adrian, he's a big fan of public transportation, and he had a
That's a
subway
rare thing.
station. Yeah, he had a subway station model from a previous class, and that's where we kind of got the idea for this level.
He was like, I need to put a train in this game.
So that first station that you were in, that big room, was a final project for my animation class. There's like a 3D modeling class. And Adam was thinking about like this underground section. I was like, hey, Adam, I pulled it up on one of the computers in our lab. I was like, check out this subway station I have. And he's like, we're using that in the game. Like, how long will it take you to get that into the game? I'm like, give me a week. And then by that weekend, we were already testing in that. And then, yeah,
So if I take
that's
the
how our
containers
game,
and combine them with
that's
the
how we added a
actual
subway to our game.
layer belts and
So how did you
subway
three
cars
come
and
together to work
everything.
on this project?
Yes. Okay, there is no way
Starts with
I've
Adam.
seen anything like
Yeah,
this before.
I had to recruit a team like through the USC like Advanced Games project. Like they give us like an office and you like build a team. And then Abby was the first one recruited, and then we like built the rest of the team. Adrian, when did you join, Adrian? Like it was a little bit in,
I
not like
joined after summer pre-production.
after summer.
Joined
Yeah,
the first day of the semester.
Adrian's in a race for how many credits. He's in the top tier of most credits in the game. It's between him, Shervon, and Ty. So I want to give them a shout out. Who did so much amazing work on this game.
Oh, wow.
Wait, are these all me?
This gives me like limbo vibes
Benny, the game
with this
still
kind of
needs a
like
few more
thing.
tweaks.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You need a few more
It's got a
tweaks.
little feel like an Orwellian feel. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Kinda,
It is.
like I don't know. It's just sort of like, you're just a cog in the machine, Benny. But I'm not a cog.
You lied to me. How long have I been doing this?
I mean, I've been working on this game for 4 years.
How much truth is in that line?
4 years.
Okay, well, some games.
I wish we had 4 years.
I'm not waiting around for that.
Some games take 10. Just everybody, like I feel like every dev that hears that is just like, oh man, like we feel you.
Who did it? You know what? I wanted to ask you, who did the music? 'Cause I really like it.
It's great music. Yeah.
I did half, and a guy named Lucas Japer did half, who's an
Oh
amazing.
no, you
composer.
chose it.
Oh, you actually did this music, or at least
Yeah.
half of it.
Yeah, I did this one and the one that happens in the when everything's breaking in the boiler room. The trailer ones, I guess. But yeah, this is one of the ones I did.
Our director is so talented.
I think what's cool about the team actually is that everyone worked on like a lot of things. Like Abby was the UI lead and did all the UI design. Adrian did design, engineering, art, and they both produced the whole game. So I think that was something really cool about our team is that everyone did so much. It was very like DIY, like let's just get it done type of feel, which is really cool.
Yeah, huge shout out to Dorian, by the way, for helping out with UI.
Yes, for sure. Dorian's awesome, and Justice and Adrian did the opening titles, and Abby. Actually, that was a group effort.
And I know you guys touched on it a little bit at some point, but like, how did Nolan exactly get involved in this? Like, I feel like there's more to that.
I asked him to do. Okay, so we had reconnected a couple years ago because he came into a class that I was like PAing basically. It was like a specialized thing it was like a Annenberg fellowship. It's like a fellowship basically. And so Nolan came in and it was very graciously and like talked to everyone, talked to like the people like we ran that for, and we reconnected. And then just kind of like time goes on, you know? And then I messaged him being like, hey, would you do like an Easter egg line for the subway, like the voiceover? And then he called me, and I think it was at the airport. I don't know where you were going. And we're like, hey, I'd like do the main character. And we were like,
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you
like seriously? Like okay. Like that's
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
think that's amazing. Like, and so it was really cool. And I think it was, you know, the merit of
You know what?
what we had at that point. It was still pretty early actually. Like he saw like the vision of like what it was going to be. Like it was like it was still early days. Like I don't think we had hit alpha yet.
Yeah, but it was, you know, I've seen, I've seen professional studios, indie games. I'm like, this just, I think there was something so
Walk through that door to enter the final
raw
gate.
and
Hey,
interesting
thank you
about it.
for this.
And just the, I don't know. I hesitate to say that there was don't let this go to your head. But there was a genius
knock
in
him
the
dead tomorrow.
simplicity of like
Yes, we will.
it was challenging, it was exciting, it was moving, it didn't stop. But
Hey, it's Sophie.
sometimes we get
locked all
so
my features.
caught up in things that just
Oh, wait till you see my main character.
all different facets of the
I'll call him
game. And
Benny.
it's just,
You are gonna
it's
love
like a
him.
buffet. There's too much food. This was just really very specific, and I just drawn to it. And you know, again, I've known Adam, and I got to talk with some of the team, and I'm like, oh my god, these like I remember being younger, and like this was like, yeah, this is cool, and you know, maybe I can, you know, would love to get it out there, and if I can help, you know, these guys get it sold, that'd be really cool. You know, get it published, get it made, you know, so people can expand it, make it, you know, make it what it can be. So
Heck yeah.
yeah. So
cool.
I did it.
Yeah, you did great,
and-
by the way.
I'm not stupid, because I know that they're all going to be hiring guys like me someday. So like, oh, remember when he did that for us? Let's throw him a bone.
Oh God.
He needs to get his SAG pension. I need my dental. Seriously, I mean, it's a great group of people. I believe in them. I think they're going to do amazing things in the industry, no matter what happens. Try again. But I'd like to see if, you know, I've done a lot in the gaming industry, but you know, this is something new for me, so it's exciting for me too. And I really, I'd like to see if we can do something with this. So I'm going to go to all the people I know and say, you owe me.
Thank you, Nolan. That's very sweet.
Yeah,
And yeah,
Nolan's just banking favors.
Yeah, exactly. Because I just need them to hire me later on down the line. You know, riding around on a rascal eating soup. You know,
that sounds like a pretty cool game, actually.
that could be a good game. Rascal soup.
And you're just beating the crap out of people.
I run them over. And I hit them with a handbag.
You know, I'm always vouching for you, so.
There you go.
You did it, Maria. Good job.
I did it.
Maria doesn't
did.
play games, by the way, everybody. So
No, I don't.
good job, Maria.
That was very impressive.
No,
Yeah,
this is something special. When I first saw this, I was like, I really want to play this game. Like, I love the pacing of it. That it's not so it doesn't drag on, like you guys were saying, and that the checkpoint system is kind of forgiving. You know, you don't get put all the way back to the beginning of the game, so it's not like, oh, I have to do that again. There are tricky parts in it, but no, it is. There's definitely something to it, and I think it is the simplicity of you just play the game. There's no like, you know, no one's trying to win an Oscar for acting awards. It's just like it's just fun, you know. You were all right. You get all the awards.
I'm glad it's not like Trials. Like that was something I was worried about it being like overly difficult, like just like beat your head against the wall difficult. But it doesn't seem like it's a nice fun challenge to just kind of like see how quickly and smoothly you can get through it without, you know, wanting to actually kill yourself. And you can't try again when you do that. So
I definitely want to try again and do a speed challenge now that I actually know what's coming up. I feel like it'd be really cool to do like speed running of this, because like it would be a challenge to see how quick you could get through it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's something we really want to do, is like share this with the speedrunning community and just like figure out or see what they figure out, like how fast they can do it and all the little tips and tricks that they figure out that maybe our QA team couldn't even find.
Yeah, we want people to break we want to see somebody, like all of us really want to see somebody doing like a minute, like where they just figure out some weird loophole that none of us know. And like we really want to see that. So once it's out, I hope
Hey,
really
now,
hope people
see,
do.
I'm getting ideas, Adam. I'm getting ideas. Like it could be like Mario Kart. You get Bennies in different colored T-shirts, and then the people play multiplayer, and it's a race. Like which Benny gets
I like
across
That
the-
sounds fun.
That's a really good idea.
Fun.
Yeah, Adrian, you're the guy that does technical stuff,
get
right?
on it.
Because I don't know how that. I don't know. I wouldn't even know how to change the color of the T-shirt unless I had a Sharpie on my TV screen.
And just draw it on the TV screen.
Yeah, drawing over it. Yeah, that's a really cool idea. Actually, we should do like ghost races.
You're gonna
See,
get
I think the
try
funny
again
thing-
together.
There's so many. That's what I like about this game. There's so many different things you could do. You know, you could have, like, what if those Bennies could run alongside each other, and you could grab one and knock them down? It's like you know, it's a man, a great. You have who knows. There's so many. I just think there's so many possibilities.
So is this some early test build footage we're seeing?
What this can be? Yeah. What are we?
Yes.
What are we seeing now?
This is like these are actually all the iterations, like starting from the original prototype to like pretty close to alpha, like right around alpha, basically. So these are like early tests with like the character controller, climbing systems. This is when the game we start to figure out more like of how we're going to structure it a little bit. Adrian or Abby, what do you remember about these ones as well?
The biggest feature, the rewind, is something you might see here, but it's not in the final game. Where you can see all the destruction go back into place, and then it was just out of scope for us in the school year. But something we continued working, hopefully can bring back. They can see like shipping container written on there. It's just a great box.
We had 9 months of production and no money, so it was, you know, we had to like cut down on a lot of things that we really would do in the final, and then like the full game and everything. That rewinding being one of them.
You know what? Actually, I never asked this. How like from start to finish, when you got your team together and you jumped in and said day one, let's start, until you got it finished.
Damn, Nolan, I was gonna ask him the same thing, man. Come on. Yes, but Adam,
we're now co-hosting.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm good with that.
How long? Abby was nine months, something.
I mean, if we include pre-production, maybe like a whole year.
Yeah, if we include the summer of pre-production, which was like a very kind of small group of people working on some base stuff, and then production was like 8-9 months, basically. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And also. Sorry,
Abby,
go ahead.
No, you.
Oh, I just think it's like important to note that like we were students too this whole time. So this is like one class out of like 3 to 5 classes for a lot of us, and we had zero budget. So I'm really proud of what we did.
Yeah.
This is awesome. This really is. It's a great thing.
Like, imagine what they could do with like, you know, a bunch of, you know, money from a publisher.
Yeah.
And full time.
Yeah.
Only a couple of us were full time, and it was me and basically Shervon, who's was a graduate programmer, worked on it. Yeah, and then everybody else was like also putting in stupid hours. Like it was full time, but like imagine full time plus a ton of class. Like Abby and Adrian were putting in 50, 60 hours a week with like a full course load and like graduating.
Oof.
Like grad students, like this is all we had to do. So like we were like living there, but yeah, so we just want to be able to have the full time to work on it.
We spent a lot of time at the office they gave us. We were there, we would get lunch, and the next thing you know, you look at the phone, and it's like, oh, do you guys want to order dinner too?
Yeah.
Oh, here's the rewinding, actually. This is what it used to like look like, kind of.
Oh, nice. So obviously it's not like a super long game, but it looks just like a lot of fun to play. But even still, it's just, this game is free. It's free to play, right?
Yeah, completely free. We could never. Like, I think for what's cool about the game is we just wanted to make like a really pointed, like cool vertical slice. That's, you know, if like you look at that game, to us, that's like chapter 1. Like we'd extend that out for like an hour and a half, like that, because you move through things really, really quickly, sort of on purpose. We're like trying to show you like a proof of concept of the whole kind of game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we consider this like our demo. So as we like go forward with the pitching process, we hope that if we get funding, we can extend this into like a 3-hour game.
Yeah.
Nice.
Perfect.
I mean, I would love to see it, like personally, because like the way that the game changes in the small space of time that you had, the environment going from the shipping yards to the train stations to the change of camera, it just keeps it exciting. I got that I did get like the Uncharted feel, when you're doing the running through the things with the Jeep chasing you. It's that very quick. Like I love that kind of thing. I need a game to pace me. So this is why I was excited about this game, because I was like, yeah, this is really up my street. So. Yeah, give me more. I want it.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, big shout out to Nolan and Amy and Richard, and like they crafted like a very unique type of, like, Uncharted was the first of its kind, and I think like we looked at that a lot as a way, like, to do it in our way, like a no budget, indie team, like doing it, blending cutscenes into gameplay and narrative into action, having those moments. Like that was really like that Naughty Dog team is the reason that even can be possible in games. So like. That was something we definitely were massively influenced by.
Yeah, I've been able to be part of actual vertical slices on a number of games. Uncharted was one, but Spec Ops: The Line, I remember doing the vertical slice for them. So I was part of that early days until we actually ended up doing the entire thing. And I think the one thing that's great about this is a very good vertical slice. This is the kind of, and this is something that all game developers and designers need to do to sell their. This is the pitch deck. This is the trailer. This is the pitch for if you're doing a TV series or a movie, you go in, you pitch that. You need to show them something. And that's the one great thing about game design and development is the fact that you go and do something just like this. And if you can do it this well, you're able to show a publisher, wow, I can see how they did this, expanded with some money and some resources. What could these guys put together? I've seen verticals. This is really good. They did a great job. And seriously, I'm so happy. That's why I was like, I wanted to be part of it. I was a little selfish on my part. I think I knocked Adam out of the spot. I don't know who was going to come in, but Stephanie was great. I heard her, and I was like, I don't know how to do Benny. I just want to. I don't know. It just was fun. I just was like, this could be fun, yeah. You
took my debut acting performance, Nolan, with the helmet.
Yeah, you know what? We'll get you in the next one. No, I really appreciate. I didn't want to come in and like, hey, I don't profess to know everything, and to watch them put this together and learn a little bit more about how they do that, and to offer some of this insight I have on, just like different ways of looking at dialogue, and like Adam said before, don't wallpaper it. Just sometimes we fall in love with, oh, that's so cool, that's funny. Yeah, that might be funny, but it may not fit. You may like it, and the hardest thing to do is to edit the stuff that you're in love with, but it just, like I would tell Adam or anybody, just save that. Maybe your next game, that's going to be the perfect line, but it doesn't have to go everywhere. And just listening to a little bit while Maria was playing, I think they nailed it. Just little bits and moments. I did like, by the way, guys, I never heard when he died a couple times, the screams. Like, ah! You used a couple of ones that were kind of silly. Yeah. And I think that's a nice pressure release, little humorous in he died, and it made it kind of funny. So you're like, come on, we'll try again. But it's like I like that little bit of a comic relief in that moment. I like how that works with that. Because by the way, the whole part where all the other Bennies are chasing him creeps me out. Creeps me out, and I think Maria, when you saw that part, like they are really close.
Oh, I know.
They are on your tail.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, big shout out to that team.
I mean, that's kind of like why I was thinking, like when you do die, it's got a comedy element to it, and like Nolan just said, it does give you that. Oh, it's fun and games. We can try again. It's like got games like Limbo where it's like really serious. It's just a little bit like this is bumming me out, But no, it's fun. It's just like.
But it's got that, doesn't it? Don't you feel like it has that? I don't know what it is. It seems a little, really, just the build, the way it looks, the colors, the lights. It's like this is kind of serious. So that element I thought was really a nice little. It's like what is that grapefruit sorbet before dinner? It's like a plate.
Palate cleanser.
Like, oh, okay, he died. Okay, start again, and it's like you're okay. I don't know. It's the kind of game I actually enjoy because it has all the elements that I think make for a whole experience. I'm really, really proud of it.
Yeah, I can see myself.
I'm really proud of all their hard work. Because I just did Benny.
Just to build off of that, Maria, I don't think you saw it because you didn't let it happen to you. But if you let the AI, we call them AI, the AI Bennies get to you, they'll tackle you and start punching you. And
they beat you up.
You know what? I'm gonna play it again.
That's pretty funny. Well, you could do that. And I was actually like Nolan already started touching on this for you guys, but I wanted to see if you had any other advice out there that you might give someone else in your shoes who might be looking at doing the same thing. You know, do you have any words of wisdom you would share with other people in your situation?
You're coming here.
I think what I can say, and Adam might get upset with me for this, is me and Abby are really big out of the box thinkers, and we didn't let anything hold us back. Like, we didn't let anything, you know, that someone would think was out of reach, like, stop us. And I think that's why we work so well together. And Adam is usually the one like, you all need to calm down. You're coming a little, but working and just like knowing there's no limit, and we just really built off of each other very well. I feel like that's part of the reason we got a team that's so close and enjoyed working. You know, like we made our space very welcoming. We put a ton of plants. I mean, you can see some of hers back there. They were actually in our space, some of those. Like random things like that, you know, some people might not care so much about. We put in so much attention to all the little things, but also didn't let anything hold us back. I know sometimes Adam got a little frustrated. He was like, you guys are crazy. Up to 10 plants in our hand, and he'd be like, what are you all doing?
We had the entire hallway filled with plants, but honestly, it's a testament to Abby, who, like, when we first spoke, she was just like, yeah, I really want to make it like a super warm and fun place to be, and like everybody wants to be there. And that's like what happened and why the game turned out well, because people actually like spent time in our space, like constantly in our little office. So we just became like a little family. We got really close.
Yeah,
Nice.
Not even just at the Egg, which was our like little studio building, but we did a lot of bonding just like outside of the Egg too. Like earlier today, we went hiking together. But yeah, that was my goal from the start, was just like building a team that maybe this isn't like their favorite type of game, but they're still excited to work on this, and together with like people that they actually enjoy being around.
Nice.
Great production. The best.
At least it's nice that you guys get to work like together, like physically together too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got really lucky with that, just timing, obviously timing wise with COVID and everything. And that was really, it was a benefit. I think all of us just wanted to be together. There's like, when you have an issue and somebody's like sitting behind you, it's a lot easier than like try to get them on the phone or get them on a Discord call or Zoom call. Like, it's just way more fun, and we can play Jenga and, you know, do other things, drink boba.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed, but in the credits, I think it's the very last part of the credits, it says like final Jenga loser, and Adrian's there. They would play Jenga like competitions all the time, and whoever was the loser, like we wrote their name on the whiteboard.
And in fairness, he never got the redemption that like he was like entitled to before we like put it in the credits, but you know, it's got to stay.
From you, right? I think one other thing I'll say is we each had our own roles on the team. But one thing I really appreciate about Adam and his leadership is if someone wanted to do something somewhere else that they might have been interested in, it was always with open arms that he would let someone work on it. Like, I was a producer in the game, and I was able to contribute to design, contribute to engineering, contribute to art. And I really appreciate that. Yeah, that was really, really nice. And I'm not the only one. There's designers who got to do some engineering. There's some artists who, did their feet wherever they wanted. So I really appreciate that about Adam, willing to be flexible.
Hearing that collaborative spirit is what reminds me of what it was in Naughty Dog. No idea everybody had an input into it. So, and Amy Hennig, who created the whole thing, she wrote brilliant dialogue. She's a brilliant writer. But she was like, well, let's we would always do pre-reads of it, and she would be open to suggestions, and maybe it's like, oh, maybe what if Sully says this instead, and I take that. When no ego is too big for the room, you have a bunch of really smart people coming together, and they're all working, and the lack of ego allows a good idea to be trumped by one that might be better for this particular thing. So like if Adam had a great idea and Adrian came in and said, what about this? Adam would have be the guy that has to be that person who would go, you know what?
I have to climb
Yes, that's better for this section. Maybe we'll take mine, we'll move it to here. There was no, like the whole became more important than any one part or anybody's fractured ego. And when I hear the stories, like Abby was just saying about everybody getting together and doing it, that's what makes it a good game, because everybody's on the same passion level, to make I say it all the time, the play's the thing. It's like the end result is the thing, not any one spot along the way. And you got to be able to like let things go. As an actor, I can't fall in love with that take because the editor may not want that. So
yeah.
Anyway,
that's a good. And also, I realized that you'd asked us the question about how to get into this if you're sorry, we all of us sent each other on a side on an ADD kick. I'd say like the way to get into it, to be honest, is just to like pull up YouTube tutorials, download Unity, and just do it. Like it's the only way. Games are super just bootstrap. Like you just got to do it. Like it's really tough and it's really hard, and like we fail constantly. Like none of us knew this game was like, we realized it really clicked at a certain point, and we've heard that from like advisors and people in the industry that like they have the same experiences with like classic huge games like a God of War, even like where it's like they realize at a certain point that like, oh, it's actually something. And I think that's just like chipping away, like we have. And so I think that's the biggest thing, just like get a YouTube tutorial up, get Unity, get Unreal, and just like make something. And you just chip away slow and steady. And that's what, and we do the same thing. It just, you're just seeing like the end result of it, basically.
Yeah.
I think that's where most like game students that I've met at USC started with their like passion for games.
Yep.
Oh, also fun fact.
Nolan was supposed to be in. He was just supposed to be those voices you hear in the background of this section.
Nice.
Yeah. We put some Easter eggs in this part, and we have like our own team members voice different lines, and they're randomized. So like 2 or 3 different ones just pop up randomly.
Yeah. And if you look back there, you see like 2 Iggy's lab. When I put this section together, I just took all the scenes that were in our project as different stations that the train goes to. So those are little things, like those are different Unity scenes that we would test different things in. So like on this side, it says Adam's name, and then on the other one, it's those tiny things we did.
Yeah. Like right there, it says Dex's laboratory, I think. Dexter was our lead designer.
That's awesome.
Oh, nice.
There's also a German Nolan yelling train instructions. Do you remember doing the German train announcer?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's in there.
You have a little Richtofen?
It's really,
Little Dr. Richtofen's in there.
I was like, you do a German accent? You were like, yeah?
Yeah, pretty much got them all.
Oh my God.
I was actually wanting to know about like the way Benny runs. It's almost like he's trying not to fall the whole time. I was wondering if that's by design or it just happens to look that way.
It's a bit of both. I want to give there's so many people to shout out, by the way, in this, but Trevon, our gameplay programmer, who's now at Epic as an AI gameplay programmer, who's the greatest person ever, and our very good friend. He did a lot of the game. He did all the game, like animation gameplay programming that you see in the game. And we the way we kind of did it was there's like Unreal packs, there's Unity packs, there's Mixamo, we set up our own motion capture with iPhones. And we're blending all of those things together. So it's a mixture of 2 run animations that make it look sort of like he's like tilted and kind of like athletic, but not athletic was kind of the goal. And so, yeah, it is by design, funny enough, but we didn't.
These cutscenes are also wrong too. I just want to say that.
Trevon did these cutscenes. He's like an insane cinematographer and also amazing artist. Fun fact.
He can do everything. It's terrifying. And then, like our audio lead Ty, like he never had done audio ever in his life. Like he literally learned it for this game, and him and I just did all the it was literally just like, we don't have an audio lead, so Ty's gonna learn how to implement audio using like middleware. And so he did, and he's gonna go be a cybersecurity officer in the Navy.
and
All right.
and so no, it's like the team, and also the art, like Akshata and me, Tim, Eggsy, like they crafted like a really distinct look. Like I don't feel like it looks like Unity really, which is not easy when you have no money.
I'm sorry, Benny.
I'm gonna let him beat me.
There we go.
Yeah, I hope it.
Yeah.
Sometimes this can bug the game.
There's a lot
too.
of like noise and effort sounds from Nolan.
Beat me.
Yeah.
Don't make this harder than it already is.
Ooh.
I forgot about that one. There's a
Yeah,
bunch.
Ty was also like our stunt actor because we
Yeah.
didn't have access to the motion capture like stage that USC has. We would literally have like an iPhone out, like recording Ty, like jumping around, trying to do wall runs. Yeah, and then Trevon would take that and just like turn it into this amazing like animation.
I love it.
Yeah, so like
Oh,
with the
that's
full
good.
game, we want to just jam pack it with like every little amazing detail, which I think we show a lot in this, where there's, we're randomizing so many pieces of dialogue, and you can get, it's going to be more systemic, so the narrative will like adapt based on how you're playing and everything, which is we do that here, but we just did it more pre-scripted because we once
He's on
again.
me, he's right on me.
My publisher wants a franchise, a cute character, marketable, easy to make flesh out of.
The camera turns before. Big shout out to Hudson, who did a lot of the AI work. He's working at ILM now. Everyone's just
man.
too talented.
I remember thinking about this when I watched it and going, well, they're just me, Benny. They can't be any faster than me. So as long as they don't stumble or fall, they can't. They can only run as fast as I can run, right?
But they catch up though. They do.
Yeah, I know. But this is just my own stupid head. That's what I'm thinking about when I should be paying
Just
attention.
give up, honestly.
I will not be turned into a marketable plushie.
I didn't even realize that one was in there. That's really good.
Did you just like improv the lines, Nolan, or did they tell you what to write? Did you just go for it?
No, we had a lot that were written. They wrote it. It was really pretty well written. And it's just like I think I added a few things on like some of what we would just kind of they would play through. We did a chasing the picture kind of deal, and I did some things right, but a lot of it was.
Well, Jake, our narrative lead, wrote like a ton of amazing ones and like so many great one-liners. And then Maynard and Jimmy, who were on the narrative team, wrote a lot of really good ones. But Jake wrote some like hilarious stuff. And then Nolan did a bunch of improv, chasing picture. And we would just like, we would sit on there for another like 10, 20 minutes and just like fire off lines. And we would all just like try different weird things. And there's a lot that's not in, there's an hour of audio that's not in there.
And there was everybody on that session was like, hey, Bob, how about this? Try this.
Yeah.
And that I love that. It's like, yeah, let's try that. Let's do that. And then you have it, and then it's up to them to edit it. I think that's the harder part. It's like, what are you going to use? What works? What's a little too much? What's not enough? So I try to give give these guys what they, here's too much. You figure it out.
I'm begging you. Put me in the final game.
Let's deal with it.
I can be functional.
We wanted to do a version where it was all in there, actually, where it's just like jam packed with like little one-liners and little things.
Please send me those.
Yeah, we have the. I'll send you I have the audio file.
No.
We'll put it in the
Maria
bullets.
can use it to harass Nolan later.
No, because it's also, we used to,
Blackmail.
Uncharted, we called it, it's chasing picture, but we also called it panning for gold. There's a lot of rocks, a lot of crap, but every now and then there's a golden nugget.
I just want them as my ringtone.
Yeah. All right.
I love that model in the back.
Amazing. That's all. We have an artist named Me, and she's incredible.
Yeah, that.
So
yeah, that crane in the back is like I wish we used it more. Honestly, it's so sick.
Yes, we will.
And that was modeled by Jordan,
Hey,
correct?
Sophie.
I think Jordan modeled it, and then
I've locked all my
Catherine textured it, or someone, Tommy textured it, and then
call him Benny.
me obviously made it look good.
Yeah, me did a bunch of set dressing for our game.
Yeah, pretty much all the set dressing is done by one or two people, Ali and me. They killed it.
Great.
So for anyone watching this at home, what's the best way that they could possibly support you guys to like help push this project any further?
Yeah, so it's wishlistable on Steam right now. It comes out July 14th. This like vertical slice version of it. It's free. Play it, break it, try to do it as fast as you possibly can. Like it's really fun, and like we race each other. It's a really good game for like racing your friends. It's also like a pretty cool story, so check it out. And then our plan is we're talking to a lot of publishers and we're pitching the game and getting it out there. And we hope to keep our team together and make this a full product that you can play on console. And
Yeah.
is that Jeff Keighley introduces or something at a Game Awards show?
Get this bad boy to pop up on one of the Game Awards in the near future.
And please let us know what you think. We have our social Try Again Game on pretty much Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. Try Again Game.
Discord.
We'd love to hear what you all think about it. Yeah, you can join our Discord through our website, which I'm sure will be in the description.
Yeah, and play the game. And if there's like things that you want to add or people want to add or like adjust, like we will be doing that, once we get funded. So yeah, feedback is very welcome.
Suggestions.
Please. Yes, please. And any world destroying bugs that we didn't find.
Yeah, that's always helpful.
Always good.
Mm-hmm.
You never know when Benny's just gonna be sent 6 miles in our direction.
Those are always the fun ones when you get the character just goes flying out of the world. Like, where did he go? What happened?
We used to have one where if you hit a collider, he would go into slow motion and then float into the heavens, float into the sky until he was off screen. And it drove me absolutely insane because it kept happening. It happened for so long, and it's now, I think it's out of the game now, but it happened from like beginning to end, basically.
There was a scale issue also where Benny just like appeared gigantic, or his face would.
Oh yeah, I forgot that one. There's some amazing bugs. That's also some good thing. If you're like a young game developer, like bugs are the best part. Like they're gonna annoy you, but like it's the best thing that happens for sure.
And sometimes they become features. Sometimes.
Right.
Definitely.
I think the most frustrating thing is performance.
Let's not even broach that subject.
We would finish a section and then add a few things and then go back, try to play it, and we're getting 5 frames a second. It's like we can't even move, and then it's having to profile the entire section.
Performance is like the soul crusher. Performance is like, oh, it's brutal. But it was so fun making this game. Like we had the best time, and we're all friends. We're all stuck with each other now, pretty much. So
that's awesome. I love it.
It's super fun. It's a really good game, guys. Honestly, I'm a very critical. I will absolutely say something sucks.
Maria never says games aren't shit all the time. So
no, we appreciate it. Yeah, no, we really do.
I'm brutally honest. Yeah.
But I haven't actually played it myself yet. I can tell if Maria's having fun with it, it's got to be a good time. And I wanted to put out there too, like if you want to see more of Try Again, please join us on Deadpan Gaming. We're going to play the game on release on July 14th, and we'll stream it on our channels for everyone to see the game in action again. I want to do some like races or speed trials with Maria. We invite everyone else to come check those out and do what you can to support this awesome project and these guys because they're awesome. And we want them to keep doing this.
Please give me. I want this game in full. Please, I will pay for this. Absolutely.
There's another chapter, right? Where you got part 2. Where's that?
Part 2 and 3. All 3.
Oh, you do.
We want to do it actually maybe in like chapter releases. So the full game is going to be 3 chapters, and then we might release those staggeredly. That's not a word. But yeah, thank you for having us on and supporting this game and just indie devs in general. It's very cool. And thank you, Nolan, of course, for everything.
Yo, hey, I'm in it with you guys. It's great. Yeah, thanks for having us on. Thanks for
spilled water on myself.
Go play. Go play. Check it out.
Yes. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Thank you, Nolan, for joining us tonight. This has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you, Abby. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you so much for showing us your game. We're super excited for it. It's already a lot of fun to play, even though it's a pretty small vertical slice, but it's a damn good vertical slice. And thank you all for sharing with us your indie insights. We want to support our indie devs and the amazing projects that they're working on.
Woo.
Yeah. All right. Thank you all. Bye.
Bye. back.